All right, I'm bringing you episode 2, the Never Ever Met series on OWN. So the first episode ended with Dominique and Alexis getting to an argument. So this episode begins with Dominique and Alexis getting into the argument. And so at the beginning of the argument, Alexis was basically kind of like laughing or, playing around or whatever. But Dominique was not playing with her. And so he pushes her. And when he pushes her, um, she started swinging, And so then Josh gets in the middle of them. And so then he start, calling her, this and that, and fake booty and fake breast and all that other stuff. And so then she grab a pot, like to protect herself and all that other stuff. So it was crazy. So you know, um, Dominique had to go to a hotel because any reality show, when they get into a fight, somebody got to go to the hotel. So they took Dominique to a hotel, and yeah, it was pretty intense. So um, so then so when Dominique went to the hotel, you know, everybody was talking about it. The boys were, one room talking about it. The girls were in the other room talking about it. You know, uh, Aaron, the BBW lover, um, who's technically he is 51, so he got a lot of experience under his belt. He said that he was in an abusive relationship, and you don't have to take that if you don't want it or whatever he said. But if you do decide to be in this relationship, never forget what happened tonight, and how it made you feel. And I was like, that's good, you know information. That's good advice. But like I said, he is 51, so he been through a lot. Diamond, on the other hand, my BBL baddie, I mean my BBW baddie, she was just like, well, what you gonna do? How come you ain't calling me? I wish I was there. I was like, oh, okay, well, we ain't want, we ain't want no, we didn't want no physical violence in the first place. Okay, why you talking about why? I wish I was there. But she was just like, so what you gonna do? The choice is yours and all that other stuff, So yeah. So in turn, she had to go talk to the host, um, who is Taronda Jones, I think her name is. Don't I think, but she played the Cookies um assistant on Empire. So she had to go to the host, and then the host, she had a video of Diamond, not Diamond, Dominique. She had a video from Dominique, um, and to say what, you know, for him to apologize and everything like that. So he apologized, but he said it wasn't that deep and all that other stuff, and what's her name? Uh, Alexis, felt that it was that deep. But all in all, they both had to leave because he put his hands on her, and she put her hands on him right back. And so they have no a zero tolerance for any kind of physical violence. So both of them had to leave. So in turn, Dominique never came back to the house, but he had a little recording, I'm still gonna look for my soulmate and whatever. So, y'all ladies hit me up. I was just like, who gonna hit you up with you in that bad temper? Who gonna hit you up? Well, I guess it probably is some women that will hit them up. But come on now. You need to work on yourself first before you get somebody to hit you up. Anyway, so Shay and Josh continue to hit it off. Okay. So they upstairs. He was like, I gotta take a shower. She was like, yeah, I want to take a shower with you. I was just like, okay. But I don't know where they doing it at, where they possibly doing it at, because I mean it was in the house. It was boys in one room and girls in another. So unless they got a bunch of other bedrooms that they can, possibly use, um, you know, because I don't know where they doing it at, unless they doing it in the bathroom, getting busy in the bathroom. Because and you can't do too many positions in the bathroom, but it is what it is. So anyway, so Sandia and Chris are talking. That's the little short couple, and she talking about what he said and how it made her feel and all that other stuff. And Chris said, I don't trust women, and so she was just like, just don't embarrass me, basically, but I think you're already embarrassed anyway. So yeah. So we'll see what goes on with that, because she was just like, and I think that is an embarrassment. Him talking like he got this many girls and all that other stuff. But then again, y'all really not. Well, she said they weren't exclusive, so I don't understand what I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when this all unfolds. Because first of all, I don't think I think he was just showing off in front of the guys. I don't believe he got all these girls and all that other stuff. He's short. Anyway, so if Awkward was a couple, Atlanta Aaron and Chicago Jody. So Atlanta Aaron asked Chicago Jody to join him in the hot tub. She was just like, I'll do that. I'll do that. It's hot outside and all the other stuff, or it was cold outside. It was some degree outside. Whatever the case may be, she ain't getting in the hot tub, honey. She was like, you can go in if you want to. I was just like, okay. So Aaron got into the hot tub, and then Millie and Greg got into the hot tub. L.A. Millie and Greg got into the hot tub, and then Shay and Josh, the 12-year shot, Josh and Shay got into the hot tub as well. And then they, so they they're just talking in the hot tub. And then Kristen and Sandia, the short couple, is cooking in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden, they go outside. They go outside, for couples counseling to get all together. And I was just like, okay, so I said, what's going on with that editing? Okay, because they was cooking in the kitchen, and then they not cooking in the kitchen, but later on then they be cooking in the kitchen. I don't know. Anyway, so the couples come together outside, and yeah, so they have the couples counseling all together, and so the host, she was like, we're going to do, you're going to choose sexual positions that you're going to get into. So then it was the Kama Sutra sexual positions, right? Because, some people knew what Kama Sutra was, some people didn't know what Kama Sutra was. Whatever the case may be, the couples come together, and so Chris and Sandia, the little short couple, they go first. And so she pull out two cards with the positions on it, right? So so Chris is confused about, we got to do these positions. What's going on? He confused about where the leg go, what's going on. And so then they pull out the other one, the lotus blossom position, where she's just sitting on top of him and all that other stuff. And so they picked that one. And so he said that she was beautiful, and she, he wants to see where this goes and stuff like that. And she was like, "Me too." That was it for them. So then Shay and Josh come up. So, and it was one picture that they were like, "We did that position." I said, "Oh, where are y'all doing these positions at?" Okay. Where, it looked like he was pushing her legs. He was behind her and pushing her legs up. And she was like, "We did that position." I said, "Okay." And then the second picture, it was a picture of them spooning. That's basically what it was. And it's called a curled angel. And so they picked that one, because, they were spooning. So apparently they did pretty much most of the positions in the Kama Sutra apparent for them, because I was just like, I don't know where they doing all these positions, unless like I said, they got like rooms that, the people can just go into to, get their freak on, because I don't know where else they doing it. I don't know, because, like I said, the boys is in one room and the girls are in the other. And so then Chicago Jody, and ATL Aaron, if awkward, was a couple. They picked the landslide, and they picked it by rock, paper, scissors. Okay, they ain't just like, "Oh, I think that'll be good for us," or whatever. No, they were like, I was like, I said, y'all just stay friends, cause y'all ain't it. Y'all ain't it, okay? But they picked their little thing, and they got in their position, and they was gone. And so Greg and Millie, the LA Greg and Millie, they picked the equal position. And so she laid on the ground, and he grabbed her legs real quick, and she was like, wait a minute. And they were like, "Ooh." And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He was very eager to get her legs up. Yeah, so. But they was like, "You need to go a little slower. You need to ask her permission, okay, for her to throw her legs up on yourself." So anyway, so then Aaron, the BBW man, and Diamond, my BBW baddie, they could pick splitting bamboo, and she got a leg up, and he in between her, and so he was he was like, "Well, it ain't nothing for us to be, have people watching us because, we like that. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, I go suck her toes and all that. I was like, okay. Didn't y'all just meet? Oh my God. And then let's see, Brandon and Sienna, uh, they got the ship position, and and uh, Brandon from Florida and Sienna from New York. They get the ship position, and they kind of got some. Um, they don't have no sexual chemistry at all. Um, but they picked the ship position where she just sit on top of him like sideways, and so he was like, I can watch TV. I'm bored. So and she was, and he and host was like, you don't feel no tingling inside? She was like, no, not really. I was like, okay, all right then. We'll see how we really feel. But anyway, so that was it. Some people, got a lot of sexual chemistry. Some people don't have none. None. Okay. So anyway, they get back in the house. Brandon and Brandon from Florida and Sierra from New York, they playing pool together. And Sierra was like, she wants Brandon to move to New York. And but Brandon got kids that he trying to raise, co-parent and whatever in Florida. And so, and she previously said that she's okay to relocate if if so be, for her soulmate or whatever. So she was like, she don't, so she said she want Brandon to come to the New York because she don't want to move to Florida. She don't like Florida and all that other stuff. So Brandon was like, you previously said that you would be willing to relocate and stuff like that, and he was like, you flip flop a lot, and so she said, well, I've heard that before. And he was like, who'd you hear that from? She was like, my previous boyfriends. I said, oh, she said that I was inconsistent. And so he was like, oh, yeah, he was like, yeah, you are inconsistent. And I said, ooh, that's a red flag. But anyway, so yeah, he said, yeah, he said, yeah, he said, because you don't listen, and you try to talk over, him. Basically, he said that you hold on, my alarm went off. That you try to talk over him. Hold on, 1 minute. I gotta get my alarm off. Oh, it's off. Anyway, yeah. So, like I said, Brandon says she doesn't listen, and she tries to talk over him. And apparently Sierra didn't like it, and she calls him the B word. Okay. In the words of Mama D, a Bicth. Okay. I said, oh, oh. And she said it again a couple times. I said, oh, okay, all right. And so then she started projecting, saying that he is inconsistent because he got babies by multiple people. And so I said, uh-oh. So then, Brandon said she's projecting. And like I said, I do agree with him because, but apparently he has a baby. apparently he was married at 20 and divorced at 21. And he had a baby with that marriage. And then apparently he got married because he got her pregnant and he did the right thing. But then he felt like it was the wrong thing and got divorced at 21. Then 10 years later, he gets another woman pregnant, and apparently that didn't work out. And so now he's basically in the same boat like Josh is. That I think he got like a teenager and like a two about 5 years old, I think. Yeah, I think it was about 5 years old. He had a teenager and he got a 5 year old or 4 year old or something like that. So then, you know, they go into the kitchen where, like I said, Sandia and Chris are cooking chicken. And like I said, they got an editing problem because they were cooking earlier. Unless they cooking all the time, they was cooking earlier. Anyway, they cooking chicken. The little short couple cooking chicken, and so everybody come into the kitchen, and so and so they re uh they continue this conversation about Brandon and Sierra, about him being inconsistent, she's being inconsistent and everything like that. So Brandon, says, I take marriage very seriously. And so Sierra cut him off talking about, well, if in her New York voice, that's bogus. You sound bogus, because if you took marriage seriously, you would have been still in that marriage trying to make it work, trying, doing some counseling and stuff like that. And so, and he was like, I got married when I was 20 because she was pregnant, and it didn't work out and everything like that. And then Joanna was like, well, how old are you? The Chicago Jody. She said, how old are you? And so he was like, I'm 35. And she was like, and you got married at 20? She was like, you have changed 2-3 times in them 15 years. She was like, and so, and then, she made a good point. She was like, don't think of it as a failure. Think of it as growth. Your failed relationship, don't think of them as failures. Think of them as growth. You grew and you know who you are. And I said, oh, okay, Chicago Jody, you got a little knowledge on you. Go ahead, girl. So they, everybody's talking about that. And so then Greg, L.A. Greg, is talking to Sierra downstairs. They talking about Brandon and, how he feels and all that other stuff. And L.A. Millie and Brandon are upstairs talking about Sierra. And so Sierra come upstairs and overhears the conversation, and she mad because he talking about her behind her back, but she talking about him behind his back too when downstairs talking to Greg. So I don't understand what the problem is, but of course she upset. So I can understand why she 43, got a bad body, a bad face, just beautiful as she want to be, and single. Because she got some stuff she need to work out in therapy, honey. Because I was wondering why she was single too. Because I mean, she is a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she got a bad body. But when she called him the B word, he better one. He was better one than me. He didn't get pissed off or nothing like that. So he got some maturity in him, even though she older than him. She 43 and he 35. He had a lot of maturity in him to take that under the chin, because a lot of men wouldn't have done that. A lot of men wouldn't have done that. So next week they get visited by, their family and friends, and so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so all in all, it's a pretty good show, So we'll catch up next week. Like, share, and subscribe. It's probably this week because I'm a little late on this video. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Get into it. Get in the comments. Let's talk about it. Tell me who's your favorite couple. My favorite couple is Josh and Shay, because they 12 years in the making. But it could change. I'm a flip flopper. I'm a flip flopper. No, whatever the case may be. But yeah, let's get down in the comments. Talk to y'all later. Peace.